Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here again, speaking about VR for social impact and how we use VR for our organization, Hope for Haiti. So Hope for Haiti, oh wait, hold on, perfect, okay. We are a nonprofit organization. We have been working in Haiti for over 30 years, and we are driven by the belief that there is always a pathway to a better life despite the challenges. Our main mission is poverty alleviation, and I think one of the reasons we've been so successful over the years is truly because of our Haitian team. The majority of our staff is Haitian. They work in the local communities that they're from. It's personal to them. I always say, I am not Haitian. I don't know what's best for Haiti, but my Haitian colleagues do. And here in the US, we have a much smaller team, but we're really here to raise the resources and support so they can do the work. And part of my role is thinking up creative and innovative ways so we can raise that support and raise those resources, which leads us very clearly into VR. I have a nonprofit background. I have been working in nonprofit my whole life. This is a totally new space to me. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the words that have come up in the sessions, I don't know what they mean. But I do see the incredible potential that virtual reality and the digital world have to make a real tangible impact in the real world and in places like Haiti. I also think part of our role here in the US is to help change the narrative around Haiti. Haiti tends to be viewed in one lens: poverty, corruption, natural disaster, end of story. We know that Haiti is not without its challenges, but we also know there is so much more to Haiti's story, and we're excited to use VR to help show that. So just a quick overview on what we do in Haiti. We work in several key program areas. The first is education. Actually, when our founder went down to Haiti over 30 years ago, she was approached by a young girl on the street who asked her for money. And our founder asked her, what do you need that money for? And she said, so I can go to school. Haiti, unlike the US, does not have a strong publicly funded school system. Parents have to pay the fees. Those fees are high. So you can imagine that leaves a lot of children without access to education. So we actually work with 24 communities in the south of Haiti and also with 24 partner schools to ensure that over 7,000 kids a year are able to attend school and, again, have access to quality education. And also, some of these photos I just really love because I think they tell a different version of Haiti, a different story than what we're used to hearing. And these are not staged. This is actually just a candid photo taken at one of our partner schools on like a Tuesday. But over the years, it became clear that kids not only need places to go to school, they need access to healthcare. So we have a large infirmary in Lakai, where we're based, where we do all the services. We have a beautiful state-of-the-art infirmary. We have a dental clinic. We do lab work, preventative care. We have teams of all Haitian doctors and nurses. I gotta say, these are two of the coolest ladies I've ever met. Our public health team is just incredible. And again, it's personal for them. They're working in their own communities to improve lives. But we grew, we evolved, and then it became clear you need school, you need healthcare, but you also need access to clean water. That's something that's difficult in Haiti. That's another challenge. So not only do we work with our communities to install wells, we also partner with a company called Sawyer that builds these really small, portable, inexpensive water filtration systems. And we're able to distribute tens of thousands of those a year and also train families and communities how to use them. And then last, it all comes down to economic development. People need a way to thrive. People need opportunity. They need ways to, again, not only feed their families, but send their kids to school. So we invest in Haitian-owned businesses that have a social impact by making loans and grants. And this guy is actually one of the few dairy producers in the south of Haiti. I think he's actually making yogurt in that photo. But it's all full circle. So those are our 4 pillars. Some of you may remember back in August, it was actually August 14th of 2021, Haiti was hit by another massive earthquake. And I remember where I was listening to NPR, it was a Saturday, and I heard the words Haiti and earthquake in the same sentence, and I just felt my heart sink. And I remember thinking, I hope this was in like the mountains where no one was affected. And then they said Lakai, which is where we're based. Our team has been on the front lines responding to the earthquake, not only in the short term, food, water, shelter, but now in the long term, rebuilding, repairing, and healing communities. Part of that is also rebuilding schools. A lot of our schools were damaged, if not destroyed. So I've been asked a couple times, how does this all relate? Why virtual reality? How does this fit your mission? And just like businesses, nonprofits need creative and innovative ways to capture attention, capture supporters, and capture funding. The world has a lot of need right now, and it is all so important. But as a nonprofit, how do we make sure that we're pushing our mission forward and partnering with aligned individuals, companies, organizations that believe what we believe and also want to make a difference? So actually, right before COVID, I actually took one of my coworkers to VR World in Manhattan, and we were doing the different games and experiences, and I was just blown away by how sophisticated virtual reality has become. And I actually had to take off my headset because I was playing a zombie game, and it just got too scary. I really believed the zombies were about to eat me. And I couldn't get this question out of my mind. How do we get the nonprofit world using this? The games are super fun. I play them all the time, but is there a way that we can really see more social impact in that sphere? So very randomly, I actually met the studio FXG. Those were our developers, great studio, and we started talking. They wanted to do more social impact work. I wanted to use VR to help share our mission. And over the last couple years, we were able to create this app. Initially, we were going to take their team down to Haiti to actually film our programs, with the cameras. But because of the political situation and just what's been going on the ground, it really wasn't a great time to do that type of trip. So we pivoted, and they said, Sarah, don't worry, we have a plan. They said, give us blueprints of one of your partner schools, give us photo, give us video, and we are going to recreate that school and that Haitian landscape CGI. I was super skeptical. I did not know how this was going to work, but they did it, and I love it. It's beautiful. Because again, this is one of our challenges. We can't bring everyone to Haiti. Is there a way to bring Haiti to everyone? So the app is now complete. It has a 3-room classroom that, again, is modeled off of one of our partner schools. You can walk through the different rooms. You can write on the chalkboard. You can pump one of our clean water wells. If you fill up the bucket with water, you can actually dump it out or throw it. You can even raise and lower the Haitian flag. All schools in Haiti have a Haitian flag in the classroom yard. I think we're the only Haitian flag in virtual reality. Something else that I love is when you go into one of these classrooms, because again, it's all interactive and immersive, we actually have what we just call the Hope for Haiti room. So we actually have some of our videos playing on the walls, so almost like museum-style gallery. You go up to it, you can watch our video, you can learn more about Haiti, you can learn more about what we do, you can look at photos on the wall, and for us, this has just been a great way to connect people to our mission in a way we couldn't do before. I've also become so interested in how VR and empathy are so closely related. The studies coming out of Stanford University showing that VR increases empathy in a way that text, photo, and video do not. So to me, this is just a perfect tool for the nonprofit world to be using. So the app is publicly available. It's on the Oculus Quest. And I do think it just gives people a different perception and a more positive perception of Haiti. Something that we're just not used to seeing in the news, but it's something that our team in Haiti sees every day. And we really want to be able to share more of those stories. So here's a screenshot of the environment. It's actually even bigger than this. You can go down to the ocean, and there's a little fire pit. But instead of just telling you, I would love to show you. So if the AV Magic team back there was able to play that video. Okay, great. Thank you. And I gotta do a shout out. Taylor, I hope you don't mind me calling you out, but she made the trailer and I love it. There is some music playing normally, but I actually had to go in. Do you remember that with the Oculus Quest on and try to screen record? And poor Taylor had to take all this footage because I kept like dropping the water bucket and dropping the chalk. I was like, Taylor, okay, cut that out when you make this video. Let's see if I can go to the next slide. Nope. Is there a way for me to go back to the next? Oh, yes. Thank you. Okay, so back last fall in October, we had our launch event. So before the app became publicly available, we invited a small group of VR users from the VR community to see it for the first time. You know, test it out, give us their feedback. And again, I really wasn't sure how this was going to go. I have never been an avatar before. But when you first enter the space, you know, you customize, you pick your avatar, you know, you put your name in, and our CEO was there, and he was an avatar, and that was one of the most surreal experiences of my life, was seeing our CEO as an avatar. So I can take you through a couple of just some screenshots. Again, very low resolution because these are just screenshots from the YouTube that we did. We live streamed it so other people could join if they didn't have access to a Quest. Oh, there's Max. She is with FXG. She's one of our developers. I like that she dressed up for the event. She wore her ballroom gown. So yeah, oops, I went a little bit too fast through that one. Do I know how to go back? Yeah. So there's a little bridge you can cross, and then you go down to the fire pit area. You can even walk in the water if you really want to. Yep, there was the fire pit. We all kind of gathered around that. We did introductions with each other. And then something that I loved so much, so this is inside one of the VR classrooms, again, based off an actual classroom in Haiti. And again, I wasn't sure how this was going to work, but we all sat around. So our CEO was at the front of the room, you know, almost like the teacher, and then the attendees were back in the desks, and we just had a conversation. And our CEO, you know, talked a little bit more about Hope for Haiti, who we are, what we do, and then he talked about his time following the earthquake. Right after the earthquake hit, he went down. And just listening and being part of this conversation, it felt so genuine and so authentic. And I know we were all avatars, but people really seemed engaged. They seemed present. And just that conversation that, you know, came out of this VR room, I thought was really powerful. And for me, that's just proof of concept. You know, this works. This is what people want. People want to be part of these experiences and have these type of, again, authentic conversations. So something else that we did, so as I mentioned, the earthquake was in August, and this was right as we were putting the finishing touches on the app. You know, we were getting ready to launch it. August 14th, the earthquake hit. FXG came back to me and said, Sarah, what if we partnered with NFT artists to put together an auction, again, that would all raise support for your earthquake response? And then I went to Google and I said, what is an NFT? Now I know what they are. So for us, you know, this is all new. And most of my friends are in the nonprofit world. And when I say the acronyms VR and NFTs, they still look at me and they say, I have no idea what you're talking about. So this is actually a graphic that's on one of the walls. So in the third classroom, is our NFT art gallery. So what I thought was so cool is that the VR studio was actually able to take some of these select NFTs that were part of the collection, recreate them in VR, and then hang them on the wall of the VR classroom, which just literally blew my mind. So yeah, you can walk through it. It's still up, so if you are able to download the app, you'll still be able to see this art collection that we have. You know, people were walking up to them, reading the blurb about the artist statement. That was actually one of my favorite ones. So then from there, I really do want to highlight again what we achieved, because I really want us to help almost be a roadmap for other nonprofits to be able to use VR in a way that makes sense for them. So as I mentioned, we live streamed the event on YouTube so more people could participate. We also had our very first NFT event that people could purchase NFTs to support our earthquake response. And then following that, we actually had another group of artists say they wanted to do something similar to also support our earthquake response. And what they did also blew my mind was they had another VR gallery, something called the Blocktagon. And then all those NFTs were hung on the walls, and you could go inside it, you could tour it. And again, trying to explain this to our team, I don't know if you remember Taylor, I think everyone was just like, what are you doing, Sarah? And I was like, trust me guys, no, it's gonna be really, really cool. Now the app is available for public download on SideQuest. If you just type in Haiti into SideQuest, we are the only app that comes up. We do have future plans for it, and I've had a lot of great conversations with people during AWE, I think our next step is getting either local VR filmmakers in Haiti, or again, bringing a developer down that can actually film our programs, and then we can actually build that into the app. So my big dream is you're in one of these classrooms, you go into the corner and you enter a bubble, and now all of a sudden, Ronald, our program manager, comes up to you and talks about what he does in Haiti, what he does in a school. So that's our future plans. If you have any ideas, please come talk to me after. We also want to put together an NFT starter toolkit, so Haitian artists in Haiti, if they're interested, and this is something they want to get into, can mint their artworks into NFTs and then sell them. Again, economic development is a big part of our work. And then, spawning from all of this, we are actually working on a huge NFT drop that's going to happen later this month. We have partnered with 6 amazing Haitian artists, most of them actually traditional artists, who are going to be taking their traditional artworks, so thinking about photography, painting, and those are going to be minted into a collection of 900 NFTs. Those proceeds will support not only the artists, but also rebuilding 2 schools in Haiti. And I really love, again, when we think about just NFTs for impact. This NFT helps build a school. We're going to be speaking at NFT NYC, so if anyone's going to be there, please come meet us, check us out. We're going to have an event as well with the Haitian artists. And yeah, being that roadmap for nonprofits to follow. I'm excited about how we can use the app in different ways. So again, that small launch event to me really was proof of concept. That whole thing of I can tell you about Haiti, but I really want to show you. So before COVID, I used to do a lot of public speaking. I would go to a lot of corporate partners. And now that we have this app, I can actually give someone the headset for 5 minutes and say, okay, let me show you Haiti first, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about what we do. And then also thinking about partnerships, in addition to just getting the app out there more widely through SideQuest, is could we get the app and the headsets into different cultural institutions, museums, the Haitian embassy, just places where, again, location-based, people would be able to have this experience. So I think the potential is limitless, and I think we've really only scratched the surface. But we can't do this without our partners. So I'll keep saying it. Would love for you to download the Haiti VR app. It's free, publicly available on SideQuest. Tell your friends. Also, please follow us on social, at Hope for Haiti. And that NFT drop I mentioned, that's where we're going to, on Twitter, that's where we're going to be posting all the info about that, which will be towards the end of the month. Check out our website. We keep that updated with earthquake response, what we've achieved, and what our future plans are, because again, we are talking long-term response to the earthquake. And then even just talking about working together, as I always say, it really is partnerships. We can't do this alone. Again, we're new to the whole VR space, so I'm always looking for thought partners and guidance and those who want to do something together. If you think you might want to take a tour of the app with us, or even maybe host a little event, we're more than happy to do that. And I guess the last thing I'm supposed to remember to say is, I have my headset. I remembered to bring my headset. Taylor will be out there, turning it on, and then helping get set up. If you want to take a quick tour, if you want to see what we did, again, I love to show, not just tell. And I think that might be, yep, that was my last slide. There's my email. Feel free to send me a note. And again, we'll be out in the hallway, happy to chat more. I think I have, like 2 minutes for questions, if any, or just, general comments or just how great we are. I'll take that too.
Are there any questions? Does anybody want to, or comment for Sarah? And Taylor, I want to say Taylor too, because I can tell she was very involved.
I told her she's got to turn the headset on.
She's already out in the hall. Show of hands if you would like to say anything. Okay. Let me get you on the mic so we can get you on audio.
The app is on SideQuest, so
Yep.
It's on App Lab, I'm assuming?
So it's on SideQuest. It's not on App Lab yet.
Okay. I mean, have you tried to get any support from Meta, Oculus to...
I would like to.
Right?
If anyone has some suggestions at how I can go talk to Meta, please let me know. Yes, I would love to talk about
Because I haven't
future
seen
plans.
them see any, talk about doing anything philanthropic yet. Maybe I missed it, but this seems like an opportunity for them to expand.
I think you're right. I think it's a great opportunity.
And for mine too, right?
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic opportunity. And something else I'm very interested in is if we, again, in Haiti, talking about XR training, for people in Haiti. And again, that's really it's one of the things I'm really, really interested in. So yeah, if anybody wants to make an introduction for me.
Awesome. Okay. Well, this is going to conclude our track today. And so thank you, Sarah. Again, thank you so much. I wanted to remind everyone that all of the sessions are being recorded, so you can check them out as soon as they are released. As attendees, you should be receiving an email letting you know that they are available. So don't feel like you need to retain everything. You'll be able to watch it again later. And I also wanted to give a big shout out to our gold sponsors. Without them, this conference would probably cost a lot more and we wouldn't have all of these amazing vendors and things to see. So a big shout out to Arbor XR, to HoloLight, HP, Meta, Niantic, Care AR, Metadome, Snap, TikTok, Soar, Meta Materials, and then an extra big thank you to our titanium sponsors, Avatar, Magic Leap, Qualcomm, and Unity Technologies. So after this, there will be some awards given. I believe there's still a little bit more conference left. So awards will be in the ballroom for some of these new awards that are coming today. So I'm very excited about that. I think Best in Show AR, Best in Show VR. There's one other one. Does anybody remember what it is?
It's the Awesome Award.
The Awesome Award. So that's why I couldn't remember, because it's so awesome. Anyway, it's a new award and we don't even know what it's for yet. So again, leaving the surprises, letting them keep coming. So anyway, thank you so much. And thanks for joining us for this track. I appreciate you being here.
Great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.